Wearing tonight solid red trunks, he weighed in 147 pounds. In 12 professional bouts, he stands perfect with 12 victories, no defeats with 10 wins. Coming by way of knockout, he is undefeated representing Tampico, Tamaulipas, Mexico. Here is El Cougar, Raul Curiel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, live around the world on DAZN from Fantasy Springs Resort Casino here in Indio, California. This is the main event of the evening.
Fighting it with the red corner, wearing the colors of red, white, and blue with silver. He weighed in officially 147 1/4 pounds, and tonight he makes his professional debut. Fighting out of and representing Santana, California, here is Alexis Rocha.
The boxing world is buzzing as Alexis Rocha faces Raul Curiel in a clash that promises fireworks from the opening bell. Rocha, known for his relentless pressure and precise combinations, is stepping into the ring hungry to prove his dominance. Curiel, a technically sharp and strategic fighter, brings patience, counterpunching, and a knack for turning the tide in any round. This fight is more than a battle of punches. It's a test of nerves, heart, and ring IQ. Every round matters. Every punch could change the story, and the outcome will define the momentum for both fighters in the division. Welcome back to Boxing Edge, where we break down the most exciting matchups and uncover the stories behind the punches. Tonight, Alexis Rocha goes head-to-head with Raul Curiel in a matchup that combines explosive offense with calculated strategy. We'll analyze each fighter's strengths, training intensity, tactical advantages, and what each camp is preparing to execute. From Rocha's aggressive combinations to Curiel's defensive mastery and timing, this fight has all the elements of a thrilling spectacle. Stay tuned as we explore key predictions, possible knockouts, and how this fight could impact the careers and legacies of both warriors. This fight is not just another welterweight contest. It is a high-stakes collision between momentum and ambition, where careers can explode or collapse in one brutal night. Alexis Rocha enters with redemption on his mind, driven by setbacks that forged him into a sharper, more dangerous fighter. Across the ring, Raul Curiel arrives undefeated, fearless, and hungry to announce himself to the global boxing market. Power, pressure, and pride are all on the line. One man fights to reclaim elite relevance, the other to shock the division. This is the kind of matchup advertisers love, fans crave, and boxing history remembers. When experience collides with youth, boxing rarely gives mercy. Alexis Rocha carries the scars of championship-level wars, while Raul Curiel brings the confidence of an unbeaten rising star with nothing to lose. This fight is loaded with knockout danger, emotional storytelling, and massive ranking implications in one of boxing's most profitable divisions. Every round carries financial consequences, legacy pressure, and future title opportunities. One mistake could trigger a viral knockout moment watched by millions worldwide. This is not hype. This is reality inside the ring, where high-risk fights create high-reward outcomes and unforgettable boxing drama. Alexis Rocha represents the new generation of Mexican-American warriors built on pressure, body punching, and relentless pace. Fighting out of California, Rocha quickly gained attention with explosive knockouts and fan-friendly performances. Despite suffering key losses at world level, his career has never lacked courage or ambition. Each defeat sharpened his ring IQ and emotional discipline. Rocha is not just chasing wins, he is chasing redemption, credibility, and a return to elite welterweight conversation. This fight stands as a financial and professional turning point that could redefine how promoters, sponsors, and fans view his long-term potential. Raul Curiel enters this fight as one of Mexico's most intriguing undefeated prospects, blending aggression, athleticism, and quiet confidence. Unlike many prospects, Curiel has shown patience, composure, and an ability to adapt under pressure. His amateur background laid a foundation of discipline, while his professional rise revealed finishing instincts and controlled violence. Curiel understands that beating a recognized name like Rocha instantly elevates his market value, rankings, and promotional leverage. This is not just another fight for him. It is a calculated opportunity to leap from prospect status into serious welterweight contention. Alexis Rocha's professional journey has been defined by resilience. Early knockouts made him a broadcast favorite, while later challenges tested his mental toughness. Losses against elite opposition exposed defensive gaps, but also accelerated his growth. Rocha learned how to pace himself, manage distance, and survive championship pressure. His body attack remains one of the most damaging weapons in the division, slowly draining opponents and opening finishing opportunities. Rocha fights with urgency because he understands boxing economics. Momentum equals money, visibility equals opportunity, and every fight can redefine a fighter's earning potential. Raul Curiel's rise has been methodical rather than rushed. Each performance shows increased confidence, cleaner combinations, and improved ring control. Unlike reckless punchers, Curiel chooses moments carefully, breaking opponents down before escalating pressure. His unbeaten record isn't padded, it reflects discipline and smart matchmaking. Curiel knows this fight carries risk, but also massive upside. One dominant performance could secure headline slots, bigger purses, and global attention. In modern boxing, timing matters as much as talent, and Curiel appears to be stepping into the spotlight at the perfect moment. This matchup is a classic clash of styles that produces violent outcomes. Rocha thrives in mid-range combat, digging hooks to the body and forcing opponents to trade under pressure. Curiel prefers calculated aggression, mixing straight punches with sharp counters while conserving energy. Rocha wants a war of attrition, dragging Curiel into deep waters. Curiel wants precision, efficiency, and controlled dominance. Whoever imposes their rhythm early will gain a psychological edge that could decide the fight. In welterweight boxing, tempo is everything, and both men know it. Defensively, both fighters present opportunities and risks. Rocha's pressure style can leave openings during exchanges, while Curiel's calm approach sometimes allows opponents to build momentum. Footwork, jab control, and ring positioning will play decisive roles. Rocha must close distance intelligently, while Curiel must avoid prolonged exchanges. Conditioning could become the silent judge in later rounds, especially if body shots accumulate. This is the kind of tactical battle that casual fans overlook, but analysts respect. Small adjustments leading to dramatic turning points and potential highlight reel finishes. Psychologically, this fight carries heavy emotional weight. Rocha fights with the burden expectation, knowing another loss could stall his elite ambition. Curiel fights with freedom, carrying belief without pressure. That mental contrast often shapes the early rounds. Veterans fight cautiously, hungry prospects fight fearlessly. Yet pressure can shift instantly when punches land clean. Confidence evaporates when momentum changes. Mental strength, adaptability, and emotional control may prove more decisive than raw power. In high-stakes boxing, mindset determines survival when plans collapse inside the ring. Beyond the ring, the financial implications of this fight are enormous. A victory positions the winner for higher purses, premium undercards, and potential title eliminators. Networks invest in fighters who deliver drama, engagement, and audience retention. Rocha understands that excitement fuels paydays. Curiel understands that dominance creates leverage. Promoters are watching closely, evaluating who brings long-term value to the welterweight market. In today's boxing economy, performance equals branding, and branding equals revenue. This fight is as much about future earnings as it is about pride. As the rounds progress, physical wear will reveal itself. Rocha's body shots may slow Curiel's movement, while Curiel's counters could disrupt Rocha's rhythm. Exchanges will intensify as fatigue sets in, turning technique into survival. Cuts, swelling, and momentum swings could force tactical shifts. These are the moments where careers are defined, when fighters must choose between safety and statement. Fans remember who pushes forward when exhausted. This fight promises those moments raw, emotional, and unforgettable. Late rounds could expose conditioning disparities. Rocha's experience in tough fights may become an advantage, while Curiel's youth could fuel late surges. Corner advice, breathing control, and composure under fire will shape the final outcome. Judges often reward aggression, but clean punches matter equally. Every second counts when the scorecards are tight. Fighters know when they're behind. Desperation creates risk, and risk creates knockouts. This is where boxing shifts from strategy to instinct. Predicting this fight requires respecting both momentum and experience. Rocha's pressure and body work suggest he can grind out rounds and test Curiel's durability. Curiel's sharp timing and composure suggest he can disrupt Rocha's offense and build a points advantage. If Rocha traps Curiel early, a stoppage becomes possible. If Curiel maintains distance, a disciplined decision win emerges. Expect momentum swings, competitive rounds, and moments of danger for both men. The outcome will likely hinge on who controls tempo in rounds 7 through 10. From a business perspective, both fighters are incentivized to impress rather than coast. Rocha needs dominance. Curiel needs statement authority. That combination often leads to increased exchanges and elevated risk. A late knockout would not shock seasoned observers. A competitive decision would validate both careers. Regardless of result, this fight will reshape how the welterweight division views both names. Boxing rewards courage, and both fighters are stepping into a spotlight that few dare to enter. Legacy isn't built overnight, but moments like this accelerate it. Rocha fights to prove he belongs among elite contenders. Curiel fights to announce the arrival of a new force. Fans remember fights that answer questions decisively. This matchup answers many. Can Rocha rebound? Is Curiel ready? The ring will decide without bias. These are the fights that shape divisions, influence rankings, and determine who headlines future events. Boxing history doesn't remember excuses, it remembers outcome. For younger fans and new viewers, this fight represents boxing's future. Fast-paced action, emotional stakes, and genuine risk create engagement that algorithms reward. This is the kind of content that drives views, retention, and long-term channel growth. Both fighters carry narratives that resonate beyond the ring. Redemption versus arrival. Experience versus hunger. Those stories elevate fights into moments. This is why boxing remains powerful, because every bout can become a turning point. As fight night approaches, anticipation continues to build. Alexis Rocha versus Raul Curiel isn't just a bout, it's a crossroads. One path leads to resurgence, the other to emergence. Fans should expect intensity, strategy, and moments of explosive violence. Whether the fight ends by knockout or decision, it will leave an imprint on the welterweight landscape. This is the kind of matchup that rewards those who watch closely. Stay locked in, because when the bell rings, everything changes. No matter the outcome, this fight delivers exactly what modern boxing demands: urgency, risk, and authenticity. Careers will shift, rankings will move, and conversations will change. Alexis Rocha and Raul Curiel are stepping into more than a ring, they're stepping into opportunity. This is why we watch, this is why boxing thrives. And this is why fights like this deserve full attention, respect, and recognition. The story is about to be written, punch by punch. As the bell rings and the final rounds unfold, the question remains: who will seize the moment and leave a lasting mark on the division? Alexis Rocha's pressure and power face the disciplined strategy and counterpunching of Raul Curiel. Fights like this are defined not just by skill, but by composure, timing, and the courage to take risks when everything is on the line. Regardless of the result, this clash will be remembered for its intensity, drama, and skillful exchanges. Stay with Boxing Edge for in-depth analysis, expert predictions, and full fight coverage that captures every punch, every moment, and every story.